What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training. Today we're going to be breaking down some of the best route running from the NFL Week 15. So we're going to be talking about how to run a whip route. We're going to be talking about how you guys can win on kind of a goal line red zone fade with late hands and how you guys get some separation off the line on a 3-step slant against press. Okay, so this video is going to give you a lot of value just in terms of just specific techniques on your routes, specific things that you can do, and just all the details. Okay, and guys, if you're a receiver and you want to know what you specifically should do in the gym to improve your game, so working on explosiveness, core strength, leg strength, balance, grip strength to improve your hands, check out that very first link in the description for a full 30-day wide receiver gym program. Okay, so it's all the specifics that wide receivers need to do in the gym. Hope to get you guys on that soon. Again, very first link in the description. If you guys have any questions at all, leave those in the comments below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Let's get started. So this whip route right here by Juju, this one's real important because it's not like he's not really pushing vertical at all. He just kind of goes straight there, selling like he's maybe running a drag, especially when we're in like an off-man scenario. This DB doesn't want to chase me across the field. So let's watch this thing full speed. So he comes off here just straight over the middle, snaps this thing off, out in 3 steps. We accelerate out and get this ball. So now, let's talk about why this works. So when he comes off the line, and a lot of people will ask why his left foot is up. And I get this question asked all the time, like, hey, coach, well, why are in some plays, like, especially in the NFL, you see this all the time, why is his outside foot up? Why is not his inside foot up? I've always been taught that your inside foot should be up. When you're running a drag like this, it's just easier to get straight there. You know what I'm talking about? It helps you just cross the face of this DB a little bit quicker. And it's all about timing. So that's why we do that. There's not really a specific, you can't really do it on certain specific routes, right? You can't just do it, okay, whenever I'm running a drag, that's when I'm going to split my feet, because that's an indicator on film. So you got to mix it up, but obviously it's a timing thing, and it's really just timing. That's the short answer. That's long story short. Timing is why they have their feet split up like that, okay? So that's really like a playbook thing. You shouldn't really switch it up unless you have that called in your playbook, or that's what your OC wants, okay? That's what your receiver coach wants, okay? So I hope that helps with that. So now when we go on this we're selling like this drag here, right? We're selling a whip route. 3 things that you got to do. You got to commit your eyes, got to commit your upper half, so your shoulders and your hips, and then speed, right? So those are the 3 things that will get this DB to commit. So what does Juju got? He's got his eyes over the middle. A drag, we don't have to necessarily look at the quarterback because it's a drag, right? You see Keenan Allen run a whip route all the time, and he almost tucks that chin and gets across the field because he's selling with speed. He's selling like, I'm going right now. I'm going to get across the field. Maybe it's a mesh concept. That's what gets his DB to overcommit. So he's here. You see how he's got his shoulders and his hips committed, and he's staying in stride. Now, when you could stay in stride and you don't chop your feet, that's what makes that DB believe it. Now, you see how he's not really even looking at Juju right here because they have kind of this almost like I don't know. I wouldn't call it. It's not a pick concept, obviously, but he's focused on getting across the field. He does not want to get beat across the field because he's an off man. This is just really a perfect play call, right? But now how we can get in and out of this break here by Juju is if you snap on this outside leg, it's real important that we get out in 3 steps, right? So we snap it on the outside leg. You want your hips to be violent. You want to get your chest down in an explosive position, right? So it's snap. The second step pivots you. The third step hooks. And you see how his shin angles are at this 45-degree angle because that's how we could push and that's how we could create energy off this outside leg, right? So I snap, pivot, hook that leg around. You want to try to get your hips and your shoulders back facing the quarterback because that puts you in an explosive position. Now, when I'm in this explosive position, I can drive off of that leg, and you see how he pushes out of there, opens up that hip. That creates explosion, and that gets me out of this break as fast as possible, right? We don't even really know where the DB's at right now. He's across over the field because I did a great job selling this route. It's your speed, eyes, and body language, fellas. That's what will get you separation on this. And then if you have a clean break, that can explode you out, especially when it's a lot tighter coverage. If you could sell with all those 3 things, be able to drop on a dime out in the least amount of steps, but also the least amount of time possible, create explosion, and then that explosion leads to acceleration, you will get a lot of separation from this DB. Let's watch this thing again, full speed one more time. So he comes off here, sells this thing, snaps it off, snap, pivot, hook, get your hips back to the quarterback, and then accelerate out of there. That's a great route here by Juju. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about this kind of like hesitation release here by DeAndre Hopkins, right? Obviously great hands, some of the best hands in the NFL, but we're going to be talking about just really hand technique and having a plan, right? So when I come off here, you see this DB's inside shade, and I got to run a fade. Obviously, like a lot of people ask, like, why would I even give him something right here? Why wouldn't I, if he's inside shade, just go run to the fade? Because this DB's going to be able to get hands and just wall me straight to the sideline. You know how hard of a throw that is for a quarterback, even an NFL quarterback. That's a tough throw because there's not a lot of space to work with, right? Obviously, we want to give him a chance. Obviously, we love this one-on-one matchup. We got a guy probably one of the best receivers in the league, if not the best. So I love this matchup, especially when I'm on 20 going in, right? I'm in the red zone. But the thing is that we got to give him something to hold him to the inside so he doesn't just right away jam me to the outside. So you see how he kind of attacks his leverage, gives him this little hesitation, kind of like split release here. Get this DB to slow down his tempo, right? Get him guessing. I could throw him with a 1-2. I can maybe break inside. We want to get in his head. Maybe I've done that before. Maybe I've come off the line, I've hesitated, and I'm hitting with the right, left, and I've ran a slant. Now I'm making it all look the same. Now I give him this little hesitation, and I just go. But you see, he's got a plan with his right arm, DeAndre Hopkins. Now this is why I like this so much because, one, it's reactionary. We're not thinking about this. This is something that he's repped over and over and over again, and he knows that this might work, especially because he's studied this DB over and over again on film. But when he comes off here, he knows that he's just got to beat this outside arm to get an outside release. And if he can get a clean outside release and he doesn't get jammed to the sideline, it's going to be a matchup. It's going to be good for me. I know Kyler's going to get this ball up quick and give me a chance, right? So he comes off, great job having a plan with his hands. Let's get those hands off. And then when we can get in this situation right here, DB doesn't have hands and we're in the red zone, that's very, very dangerous for us, right? And especially at this level, we're open right now. This is open. He's got to be able to make this play. We got to be able to finish this play. We did my job off the line. Now, this release that he chose was just something quick, get those hands off and go. He didn't spend all this time making all these extra moves. Maybe Kyler's getting pressure back there. Maybe he's got to get this thing out of his hands quick. That's why we go with this. Maybe it's like 3rd and short and they're going to be bringing pressure. Maybe whatever the situation is, I got to get off the line quick. And this is a good release to choose when we have to do that, when this DB's inside shade and I got to maybe run a fade and I got to get going on the route because I'm a first read. So you see how he's here? He keeps his head down as well because we're focused on widening the distance with this DB first. Let's get separation. Our job as a receiver, we got to be confident that the quarterback's going to put it in a good spot. I know that not every quarterback is amazing and not every quarterback can put the ball exactly where it needs to be every single time, especially at the high school level, and that's normal. But I'm not trying to knock quarterbacks or anything, but we got to have confidence that my quarterback's going to be able to put the ball there. So I got to be focused on doing my job, and my job is getting as much separation from this DB as possible. So let's take care of him off the line, make sure I keep timing. If I get separation, let's keep my head down, let's widen the distance, only if it's man coverage. I want to make that very clear. And now let's make this play. So you see, snaps that head back around, ball's coming. He's very late. He's late with those hands. But when we got this catch right here, and it's kind of like this jump ball, you see how late Hopkins goes up because that doesn't give this DB any time to react. When I'm late with my hands, DB doesn't have time to react to my hands, right? If I show my hands early and I slow everything down, I go try to jump, that's not going to be, he's going to be able to make that play, especially when it's tight coverage like this. So I want to go up, get it at that highest point late though. I want to go up, but I want to be going up strong, make sure I secure this catch, and I rip away from that DB and put this thing away. It's a great job. That's such a strong grip right there. That's the definition of going up with a strong grip. I say that a lot, like when it's a jump ball, catching traffic, whatever it is. You want to go up with a strong grip, but your hands obviously want to be soft. You want to have soft hands, but a strong grip. So I catch, I secure this thing, I can put it away so that DB has no chance to make a play. Let's watch this thing again, full speed one more time. So he comes off here, a little hesitation, get those hands off, snap those eyes. Let's make sure I secure this catch and make a play. Okay, so now we're going to be looking at this slant here from Deontay Johnson. So we're going to be talking about this split release. Okay, so when he comes off here, this is another great thing you could do. To run a slant, right, against press. Now, you see this DB's kind of like outside shade or maybe head up, right? And so, like, if he's inside leverage, this wouldn't work. We'd probably have to set him up with something like a diamond release to the outside or maybe give him something to set him up to the outside to get his hips to turn. But we decided to go with this split release because you see this DB jump outside, right? And if I give him the split release and I get a read on this DB and he's already outside shade, maybe this is like a cover 2 scenario, right, where he's maybe trying to force me to the inside and get hands. Now, okay, I can burst upfield because we got to kind of understand it all ties into coverages, right? Like it's not all about like, okay, he's walked down this man coverage, right? Because he could be doing press bail, he could be cover 2, it could be a whole lot of different things. So when I go with this split release, I'm kind of getting a read on him, kind of getting a feel, and especially if we know ahead of time what this DB is going to be doing, what his coverage responsibilities are. That's why receivers need to understand how to read coverages. If you guys have questions on that, you can leave that in the or you can leave a comment on that, and I'll send you some of the info that we have for receivers learning how to read coverages. So if you have any questions on that, I could definitely help you out there. But we understand ahead of time that, okay, this is what he's going to be doing. This is his responsibility in coverage. I know a release that I could do. Let's get him sitting to the outside, and now I can burst upfield, right? And he takes these 3 steps, 1, 2, 3, breaks this thing off on a slant, snaps those eyes around, and we're able to make this play on this like slant flat concept. That's a great job here using that split release to be able to get him some separation. Watch this thing again full speed so he can that split, burst up field, break this thing off, and make this catch. Great route here by Deontay Johnson. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, leave those in the comments. Like I said, if you're a receiver and you want to get better in the gym, you want to know what receivers need to do to get stronger, better grip, better core strength, better balance. It'll help you with route running. It'll help you with explosion. Check out that very first link in the description. It says Wide Receiver Gym Program. Hope to get you guys on that soon. I'll see you guys next time.